Hello, so today I'm joined by the chair and vice chair of East Midlands Apprenticeship Ambassador Network. So we've got Charlie Greswell, who was a former level 6 food technician apprentice at Chaucer now. So Charlie, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself and what company you work for and what apprenticeship you did?
Absolutely. So I'm a former level 6 degree apprentice, as you've mentioned. I did a 3-year degree apprenticeship with a company called Salmath Brothers in food technical, which is kind of food science, food safety, complaints, all that kind of thing. From there, I did a little stint in new product development. So that's kind of like food development, which is a bit of a change. And then I moved back into technical. It's kind of where my heart was. I knew that's where I wanted to be longer term. And now I work for a company called Chaucer Foods. So we make freeze-dried fruit, which goes into massive brands all over the world. So I'm really lucky to be part of a really interesting business working with lots of sites all over the world.
Yeah, and what a niche specialty as well. So the technology, that's amazing. And Olivia, so you are a senior recruitment advisor now at EMAAN Registry, and you're undergoing your second apprenticeship, which is incredible. So could you tell me a little bit about yourself and your company?
Yeah, so I work for Land Registry. I joined in 2021. I've been there for over 4 years.
Wow.
And I did my level 3 HR support apprenticeship and have now progressed on to my level 5 people professional apprenticeship, and I'm really enjoying it. Recently been promoted as well, which is like a senior position, which is a really proud moment for me. Something I've been working so hard for, and it's all because of the experience I've gained from my apprenticeship, and it's something I'm keen to spread the word about apprenticeships, what it can do to help your progression and development in your career.
Incredible. That's great stuff, especially the start of the year, having been progressing further as well is fantastic. So Charlie, you're currently EMAAN chair, which is incredible, and so you're really passionate about apprenticeships. You do a lot of ambassadorial work, and you have done for the last 3 years. How and why did you get involved in this network? How did this kind of come about that?
So absolutely, I've been in the network, like you say, many years now. I started as an ambassador, so I joined the network. I think I found out about it on LinkedIn. I'd seen something they were doing, and I thought, actually, I'd really like to be part of that. I am passionate about apprenticeships, always have been since I started, and I thought I could be that person that would go into school and give that information. So I kind of found it on LinkedIn and thought that was a good opportunity, and from there kind of just grown in the network. So quite quickly took on a position as vice chair, so supporting a little bit more of the kind of running of the network. And then I was a co-chair for a little while, and then from there I took on the chair role, and I've been in it within probably a couple of years now. So made steps, and I hope that the work I'm doing and supporting makes a big difference to the smooth running of the network and getting lots of people involved and passionate.
Absolutely. And for someone who's been in the network for a few years, and it's because of the work that you've done as chair, and you've led it with such grace, with such you've really taken the network through stages, and it's been so incredible to see and be part of. So thank you, Charlie, for all the work that you do and make the ambassadors want to do these stuff. So it's such an incredible network to be part of. And Olivia, equally, as your vice chair, but also you're still undergoing your apprenticeship, so balancing both the network side of things and your apprenticeship. How are you finding that, balancing both of those?
Yeah, it's not easy, I'll be honest. I think it's important for people to know, apprenticeships are amazing and you get so much out of them, the development, the progression. I don't think people might know how hard it can be and the amount of work you have to do. So I think it's really important for people to know, there's a lot to do, so you need to be ready for it.
Absolutely.
I'm really lucky because I've got a really supportive employer that gives me that off-the-job time, which I can use to do my studying. So that really helps me. So if you have a supportive employer who's giving you that support, making sure you have your projects, making sure you have your regular one-to-one to discuss your well-being, your progress, that is amazing. And that's in my opinion, one of the most important things is coming to balance it. It does. It makes you feel more uncomfortable during a busy period when you're balancing assignments and projects, your job, and obviously I've got the network as well, and I've got the support of everyone else. So we're all in the same position, and everybody's either an apprentice or a former apprentice, or we have the employer section. the employer ambassadors, so they've got the experience as well, so we can all talk to each other and share our experiences. It makes you feel a bit better because everyone's so like-minded, so you can you feel so similar. Yeah, you've got share the same interests, so it really helps.
Yeah, that's great, because I guess it doesn't feel like work. You're with people, you're like-minded people. Incredible. So Charlie, what advice do you think would you give to aspiring apprentices to help fully utilise their apprenticeships by joining networks and such? Because obviously apprenticeship isn't just about going into your job, doing your 9 to 5, getting your degree, but you can do so much more with it. So what advice would you give to them?
Absolutely. I think the biggest piece of advice is take every opportunity you're given. So you're an apprentice, you're getting your training, you're getting your kind of off-the-job time, but as well you'll have industry-specific training.
Yeah.
So being able to kind of say to your manager, actually, I'd like to do this training and things like that is so valuable. In the food industry, for example, where I am, some of the big trainings that are important is your food safety and your HACCP and your internal auditing. And by kind of asking for those or jumping on opportunities that are offered, I've progressed in those levels, and it means not only do I have my apprenticeship, not only do I have that experience, but I also have that like qualification that's on my CV that is for me, but my apprenticeship has helped kind of grow me in that way. So I'd just say, take every opportunity, not necessarily just the kind of formal qualifications, but projects, things to get your teeth into, a bit of variety, because you'll never know later down the line when you'll think, actually, I remember doing something like that, and it would really help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just shows the power of experience.
Absolutely.
You can't put a price on that.
Definitely.
So, Olivia, for someone who's recently progressed into a further apprenticeship with your company, how has the transition been from a HR desk advisor to a senior recruitment advisor?
Yeah, it's a big transition, a lot of responsibility you have, and it's completely different. So I've gone from a generalist role, so I'm covering a bit of everything, to a very more specific role with recruitment. I'm still in the learning process, so I'm still learning.
And as someone who is part of the recruitment side of things, one thing that I think aspiring apprentices will really benefit from knowing is what can they do to help strengthen the applications? What do you look for when you're recruiting? So from like the other side of the table, what advice would you give to aspiring apprentices in relation to that?
Of course, I think, well, first of all, the CV is really important. Making sure you're getting that experience and you're putting it on your CV. So, like when you're at school, make sure you're getting loads of work experience, making sure you're taking those opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for experience and that you're ready to tackle this apprenticeship.
And I guess, the experience could be anything. It doesn't have to.
It
doesn't, obviously, for I know a lot of students say, can't get a job until, it's said council. So I guess, even if you do hospitality, bar work, any volunteer,
Just think in school, like
exactly.
Yeah, but that's really important. Thank you for that. So Charlie, a bit of a niche question, but I know a lot of apprentices sometimes struggle with imposter syndrome, especially those who come straight from school. So have you ever faced imposter syndrome, and if so, and how did you overcome that?
Absolutely. I think everyone does. You're straight out of school, you're in this environment with loads of people who, like, to the outset, they really know their stuff. And I think one of the things I'd say is that not everyone knows everything. These people in these senior positions, there's still so much to learn. And I think if you're honest and you ask questions and you say, actually, I don't understand that, or I need some more support, people are really open to that. When you're an apprentice, it's a badge of honour to say, I'm doing really well, I've put myself in this position, I'm willing to learn, but help me. And that's not something to be ashamed of. You should definitely use your mentors, your line managers that are chosen because they're the people that be supportive. But I think it happens to the best of us. It doesn't even matter if maybe you're further in your life and you've come into an apprenticeship within a business you already worked in, which I know a lot of people do. Even then, you've still got things to learn. There's ever evolving kind of industry knowledge. So I would definitely say, don't be afraid to ask for help, like speak to others. And at the end of the day, everyone's in the same boat or a similar boat. We've all been there. So don't be afraid to kind of take a step back, ask those questions.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And I guess having networks such as East Midlands Apprenticeship Ambassador Network allows other apprentices to feel seen and feel valued, having that space. So like I said, a lot of us have felt imposter syndrome, especially when you go to industries such as yours, which maybe you may be surrounded by a lot of people with more qualifications or have gone to traditional uni route. So that's a great take on that. Olivia, one question I've got for you: have you faced any challenges in your apprenticeship? That having an apprenticeship has helped overcome.
Yeah, I would say it's confidence. Yeah. I think before I did my apprenticeship, I had zero confidence. I'd had a bit of work experience, but nothing like full on when you're at a workplace. But yeah, I've really built my confidence, communication skills, and general presentation skills, and I just got such a good insight of what HR was. So when I joined, I had 3 rotations in HR, so I had a really good idea of what the areas were, which really helped me kind of decide what I wanted to kind of specialise in the future. So that really helped me, and also joining the network really helped me I think the mixture of doing my apprenticeship and joining EMAAN really helped. When I say confidence, it's just meeting new people, doing talks in front of people in assemblies, and going to careers fairs, and also just putting yourself out your comfort zone. I think that's really helped build confidence too, and it's just so nice, as I've said earlier, to network with people that literally have the same ideas as you and have the same kind of experience as you. We're all so motivated and keen to do well in our careers, and it's lovely.
And from that, it just shows that these skills are stuff that money can't buy kind of thing. There are so many benefits with apprenticeship outside of your financial benefits.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's stuff that will always make you stand out and develops you not only professionally but personally.
Of course.
So I think that's such a great take on that. Final question then, and Charlie, due to the experiences in your jobs, have you ever been put off a certain type of food, especially being in the food?
No, and that's the biggest question. Well, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat, and ironically my 3rd rotation in my apprenticeship was in a sausage and ham and patty factory. So I've got to say that wasn't my favourite rotation. It was still very interesting, great to be in the factory, seeing what was going on, working with different people. Even my dissertation was on ham quality, so that was interesting. But yeah, I've got to say I am a vegetarian, have been for a long time, and working in that factory didn't make me want to eat ham anymore than I originally.
That's great. Olivia, also final question: what advice would you give to listeners who are looking to apply to apprenticeship and are kind of feeling lost in their journey? What kind of advice would you give to them?
I would just say to apply for as many as you can. I think that's the best way to go forward, because you need to apply for a variety. So I wouldn't just stick to the same area. If you're interested in other areas, for me, I did HR, marketing, business management, degree apprentice. I did a variety, and that really helped me. Just don't give up, because I know how competitive apprenticeships are. We all know that. They're competitive for a reason, because of what you get from them. So just keep applying, keep going, and make sure you act on the feedback you're getting. Try and seek as much feedback as you can, because that will help you in your future interviews and applications, and you will get there. And so just don't give up.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And thank you very much both for coming and sharing such great insight.